Hi, welcome back to our last love notes of the February at Home Sunday School series. I am excited that we made it through another month of our at home series, and I hope you've enjoyed all the fun and activities that went along with our love notes. And I think we have a good one to end us with. We are going to make a heart sculpture. What you're going to need from your kits are the construction paper strips. And then from home, you're going to need some tape and optionally scissors. You don't have to have the scissors, but it will allow you to be a little more creative with your hearts. And this is really, really simple. What you're going to do is you're going to take your strips and you're going to fold them in half. And make sure you crease the bottom or the fold so that it's nice and folded. And then you're going to open it up and you're going to turn the ends in just like this. And that is going to make a heart. You can see. If you notice, we have a different background. I'm actually in my basement. I have my son doing college upstairs. You might be able to hear some footprints. And my husband's in meetings, so I am trying to find a nice quiet space so you guys can hear me. And well, I digress. Let's get back to our project. So this is your heart. In order to make your heart stay, you're going to take your tape and wrap it around the inside where the two sides touch, and it has to go all the way around, so you have to have tape on both sides, otherwise it will kind of open up. And then I frequently have tape that's hanging down here, because I don't want the tape to go all the way up to the tippy top, that I have this long line in my heart. So that doesn't actually bother me because it's clear, but if you have some leftover tape at the bottom, you could certainly just cut it off and get rid of it. Now, you could use glue instead of tape. It would just take longer because you'd have to wait and let the glue dry and hold it in place. Although you could, if you have time and you wanted to use glue, you could put glue on it to make sure you cover the whole area and then put a paper clip in there and let it dry and then come back to it. So you're going to do this with all your hearts, or I'm sorry, all your strips. You're going to make, or as many as you want. You don't actually have to use all of them. And you'll see in your kit, they have two different sizes. So this will make two different size hearts. But if you want more size hearts than that, we have a large one and then the smaller one. If you wanted different sizes, then that's where the scissors come in. You could take your heart, or your strip, I'm sorry, I keep saying heart, and just cut a little bit off. And by doing that, it's going to be a little bit smaller and just give you a little variety in this different size hearts that you have. I'm going to fold this one over and see, this is just a little bit smaller than the one I previously did because I cut a little bit off. I'm going to wrap the tape around there. And if you don't tear a large enough piece of tape off, then you could just use a separate piece of tape on each side. Now, if you happen to do a heart and it gets smushed, if you see this, it kind of got bent. You can, and you want it to be more rounded. If the bending doesn't bother you, then you can go ahead and use it. But if you're trying to make it look a little more rounded, one way to help with that is to take a piece of tape and wrap it around. And that will just help give it a little bit more structure. And that piece of tape didn't go all the way around, so I'm going to put another one on the other side. And it won't round it completely, but it will help make it a little more rounded. And like that. So go ahead, make as many hearts as you want. You can do different sizes, like I said. You have 4 different colors. You have white, red, and 2 different kinds of pinks. And if you wanted to, probably the smallest heart you can do, you can try making them small as possible. But I found the smallest one I could fold over correctly would be to take the large strip and fold that in half and then cut that. And then this gives you, you can see if you compare this to one of the smaller strips that were in your kit, it's quite a little bit smaller, but you do the same thing. And you fold it, and then when you twirl it over, or turn it over, see, it gets even smaller. You could try doing smaller than that, but you have to remember that you have to get the tape in there. So if you get too small, it's going to be hard to tape it. And if you don't tape both sides, you can see how this is starting to poke up and twisting out. I don't know if you can see that well, but that's what will happen. So that's why it's important to make sure you tape both sides. And then you get another heart. And I have quite a bit hanging down on my tape. I do a great job taping that. So I'm just going to cut off the extra. Now I have a little white heart. So you say, great, we have all these little hearts. Now what do we do with them? Well, here is where we come into the heart sculpture part of the lesson or activity. We're going to make a 3D heart sculpture. So you're basically going to take all the hearts that you've made and you are going to tape, oops, you're going to throw them on the floor. No, just kidding. Oh, and if the camera's moving, I just hit the table and this table's a little wobbly. But you're going to take them and you're going to tape them together. Now you can just do this free form and just start taping away, or you can lay them all out on the table and design exactly how you want them to look. I'm just going to go do free form. Now the idea is for you to be able to stand this up. So you can do it so that it's not stood up or you hang it on a wall, so it doesn't matter if you have a base. But if you want it to stand up, which it should be able to do, then you'll just want to make sure that you have enough of a base, something for it to actually stand on. So I'm going to do this. Let's see if I can create a little bit of a base. And you can add more hearts as you go along and see where you might need more. And just keep on going. Just tape away. Now the idea behind this craft, as it goes along with our lesson, is that Jesus is telling us to love one another. We've been reading stories all month long where Jesus is telling us to love one another. In this lesson specifically, he was talking about children. The disciples, he was talking to a group of people, and some of the parents wanted their children to be near Jesus, and the children were drawn to Jesus. He was this wonderful man and saying all this intelligent stuff about love and all the different things he was talking about. And the children felt drawn to him and wanted to be with him, but they had such a hard time getting close to him. But when they finally did, Jesus was open to having the children around him. However, the disciples, not so much. They thought Jesus was too important to worry about dealing with children. But Jesus told them, no, children are as special as anybody else, and he wants to have the time to spend with the children as much as he does with the adults, as much as he wants with the government or anybody else that is interested in spending time with him. He sees the importance of children and the importance of paying attention to children, and certainly the importance of giving love to children. And so when we're doing our hearts, we're thinking about that part of the lesson where Jesus is telling the disciples and the others around that we need to share our love, to spread the love of Jesus. And when you're thinking about the heart sculpture, this is what I really love. So say this is Jesus, and Jesus is showing you love, and this is you. And you then show love to a neighbor, and then the neighbor shows love to a stranger on the street. Well, the stranger on the street might not have seen Jesus or have any experience with Jesus. But the stranger on the street has been given the love of Jesus through you, through your neighbor, and then on to the stranger. So love is something that grows and expands, and an infinite amount. The more we give, the more there is. It's not like something we have to hoard and make sure, oh, I need this because it's going to run out. Not so true. Not true at all. Love is just bountiful, where we have as much love as we can use if we only share it and give it. So there's infinite amounts of love as long as we experience it together and share it. So when you're making your sculpture, just think about how one heart attaches to the other is very much like spreading the love of Jesus with all those you meet. And then they can then spread the love of Jesus to those that they meet. And it just expounds exponentially. And we can just make so many people feel the love of Jesus through our actions and how we work with others. So I hope every time you look at your sculpture, you will think of that and how important it is to love one another and to share Jesus's love with those you meet. And I did work on a little sculpture ahead of time. It might be hard to see. Oh, if I hold it at an angle, that might be better since it's see-through. But this is the sculpture I did ahead of time. And you can see all these connections. And even though this heart over here isn't connected to this heart here directly, it is connected through all these other hearts. And there's different ways it's connected. You can see that you can go from this heart here, that's connected to the pink, that's connected to the white, that's the pink, and the lighter pink. And finally it gets over to this heart here. Or it can go this way, from this red heart to the pink, to the red, to the white, to the pink. So there's many different paths. This heart here is being supported by not just one line, but two or maybe even three lines. So just know that we can also, when we're giving love, that others that are also giving love, it adds up in many different ways. So that is your mission this week, is to make sure you spread God's love to all you meet, and which can mean many different things. You don't have to go around saying I love you to everybody, because some people would look at you and be like, okay, that's different. But it's as easy as smiling at a stranger and just being nice, asking somebody how they are and really listening to their answer. So often we're like, oh, how are you doing? And you're like, fine. And it has no meaning, because when you're asking, you're not really wanting to know how somebody is. It's just what we say. But if you take the time to ask and listen, that's spreading the love of God. Yeah, or doing some chores around the house, being nice at school, answering questions, raising your hand, whatever good behavior there is at school, throwing away your lunch in the proper receptacle. You might not think that that is a loving thing to do, but it's a helpful thing to do. And everything that you do that can help others is also showing love and spreading love. And that's what we are called to do. So I hope that you enjoy your heart sculptures. And if you have other construction paper at home and want to make more strips and more sculptures, these are about 1 inch long. And I think I might add to, so this is what I did earlier. I think I might take the one I was just working on and somehow attach that and make, or maybe I'll make it up here. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm going to attach that and just make my heart sculpture grow and grow. And I want to show you before I let you go. Like I said, we want, if you want, to just make sure you have a base so that it can stand. So now I can, now I'm moving it, that's why it's falling. But if I put it in a place that's not moving, I can display my heart sculpture, and so it can be enjoyed by anybody that comes over to visit. Not that we have a lot of people visiting these days, but when we are able to have more people in our homes. And if somebody asks, wow, that's really cool, who made it or what does it mean, then you can explain about our lesson and how we are told by God to go spread the love. So with that, that ends our 4th week of our Love Notes series, and I hope you have enjoyed our Love Notes series, and I certainly have enjoyed being with you during this time. And I forgot one thing, because during this series we have a question that you are to share with your family and just have some family time discussing the questions. And I totally forgot to say the question. It's on your lesson that's emailed to you, but I like this one. What's the nicest I love you moment you can remember from this week? So think about, like I said, it doesn't have to be, it can be that you saw your grandmother and you were able to give her a great big hug and tell her you loved her. That's definitely a nice I love you moment. But it could also be that hopefully you're at school sometimes now in person, and if that's the case, and if you're even eating lunch at school these days, that mom wrote a little note to tell you that she's thinking of you in your lunchbox, or dad made your bed or made your favorite meal, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a specific somebody saying I love you, but doing something special for you because they love you, or you doing something special for somebody else because you love them. So think about that with the nicest I love you moment that you can remember from this week, and share that with your family and ask them what their special I love you moments from this last week are as well. So now, with that, we have completed our Love Notes series, and I hope you will join us next month for March, where we're going to do the miracles of Jesus. I'm really looking forward to this series, and then we're going to do the miracles of Jesus right up to Palm Sunday, and then we're going to start our Easter series with Palm Sunday and Easter. And I hope to see you back for that series, and have a great week, and hope all is going well. And it's warming up a little bit outside today, so hopefully we're going to see spring soon. But until I see you next time, have a wonderful week. Bye.